People often believe money started with gold, silver, or coins stamped by kings. The truth is simpler and more human. Money began as trust between people. Long before coins existed, communities survived through shared belief. If you promised grain after harvest, your word held value. If you borrowed tools, your reputation decided whether others trusted you again. Early economies ran on memory, relationships, and social pressure. When groups stayed small, trust replaced currency. Everyone knew who kept promises and who broke them. Those who failed to repay lost status, access, and protection. This system worked because survival depended on cooperation. Money did not begin as metal, it began as agreement. When you understand this, modern finance starts to look less mechanical and more social. Even today, every dollar, pound, or euro depends on trust. Remove trust, and money loses meaning. This story starts far before banks, governments, or markets. It starts with people relying on each other to survive. As communities grew larger, memory alone stopped working. You could not track every promise in your head. This created a problem. How do strangers trade without knowing each other? The answer was symbolic trust. Objects began to represent obligation. Shells, beads, cattle, and grain stores served as records of value. These objects did not hold power because of rarity, they held power because people agreed on what they meant. A cow was not wealth by nature, it was wealth because society recognized its role in exchange. This shift changed everything. Trade expanded beyond villages. Strangers interacted without shared history. Trust moved from people to symbols. This is the real foundation of money. Gold arrived much later. Even then, gold worked because societies trusted it. Without agreement, gold would remain decoration. Money evolved as a social solution to scale trust across growing populations. This pattern still defines finance today. Ancient Mesopotamia offers one of the clearest examples. Temples and palaces tracked debts using clay tablets. These tablets recorded who owed grain, labor, or silver. The tablets mattered more than the material itself. Most debts never involved physical payment. They existed as records. People settled accounts during harvest or festivals. The system relied on shared belief in authority and fairness. This was accounting before coins. It proves money began as information, not metal. When states formed, rulers did not invent money from nothing. They organized trust. They enforced repayment. They standardized value. This allowed large societies to function. Without trust in records, markets collapsed. The lesson remains relevant. Modern bank balances work the same way. Your money exists as numbers because institutions promise to honor them. The system survives only while people believe those promises. Gold entered the picture for one reason: portability. Large trade networks needed a common reference. Gold solved transport problems, not trust problems. People already trusted systems of value. Gold simply made them easier to move across distances. Even then, most people rarely touched gold. Daily trade still relied on credit. Shopkeepers kept ledgers. Farmers settled accounts seasonally. Coins acted as anchors, not replacements. This contradicts popular belief. Barter did not evolve into money through metal. Credit came first. Anthropologists confirm this across civilizations. Trust created credit. Credit created money. Gold followed later. When you hear claims about returning to gold, remember this history. Removing trust does not fix financial systems, it breaks them. Religion played a central role in turning trust into something durable. In early societies, belief systems enforced economic behavior long before written law existed. Promises were not only social agreements, they carried moral and spiritual consequences. Swearing an oath meant placing your reputation, family standing, and spiritual safety on the line. Breaking a promise risked exclusion from the community. In small societies, exclusion often meant death. This pressure made trust reliable. Religious institutions also acted as early financial centers. Temples stored grain, recorded debts, and redistributed resources during shortages. These systems prevented collapse during famine or war. Many cultures introduced debt forgiveness rituals to reset social balance. These resets protected long-term stability. Without them, debt concentrated power and destroyed trust. This shows money survived because societies treated trust as sacred. Even modern systems borrow this logic. Legal contracts replaced oaths, courts replaced councils, credit scores replaced reputation. The structure evolved, but the goal stayed constant: preserve belief long enough for systems to stabilize. Modern banking hides trust behind technology and scale. Digital balances appear solid, but they exist only as records. When you check your account, you are viewing a promise, not stored cash. Banks operate on confidence. They lend deposits because society believes withdrawals will remain orderly. Governments support this belief through regulation, insurance, and central banks. These institutions do not protect money itself, they protect trust in money. This explains why authorities react strongly during crises. When confidence weakens, panic spreads faster than data. Bank runs occur because belief collapses. Inflation erodes trust gradually. Sudden crashes destroy it instantly. Policy decisions focus on restoring confidence even when solutions appear extreme. History shows this pattern repeating across eras. The tools change, but the objective remains identical: maintain belief long enough for systems to stabilize. Without belief, numbers lose meaning. Technology did not change money's nature, it only disguised its dependence on trust. Money never began as gold, metal, or paper. It began as trust scaled beyond personal relationships. This truth explains why financial systems rise and fall with confidence, not resources. When societies believe obligations hold value, economies expand. When belief weakens, systems fracture regardless of material supply. This lens changes how you view debt, inflation, and crises. These events reflect stress on trust, not simple accounting errors. Ancient societies understood this instinctively. They managed money by managing relationships, norms, and belief. Modern economies operate on the same foundation, only at massive scale. Understanding this gives clarity. Money is a social agreement backed by shared belief. Remove agreement, and value dissolves. In the next episode, we will examine how expanding trade routes forced trust systems to adapt across cultures, continents, and unfamiliar societies, shaping the first global economies.